everyone. Hello, and welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Luton Town travel to the Bridge for a matchup with the Chelsea Blues. And I am pretty gassed about Luton's chances here. The Monstars, the newbies in the league. I'm excited. What do you think, guys? Any chance at all for old Luton Hatters, I believe, is there?
I think you're trying to talk this into happening more so than actually.
I'm manifesting as hard as I can. As hard as I can.
I mean, I'll say this. I would be shocked if we lose. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a draw.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not going to pick a draw. I'll tell you that already. But, I mean, you know, we're the walking wounded for one. Two, who knows what's going to happen, what kind of lineup we throw out. Now, it was reported by Pochettino today that Caicedo will start. So I think that will be a plus for sure.
Well, have you seen Luton play at all?
I did in the championship playoffs, but that's the only time. So
from what I've seen, you're just going to have to win second balls as far as defensively. So if Caicedo can not do what he did last game, pretty much the exact opposite of what he did last game, and just
catch a card.
Just win the second balls, win the knockdowns, and you'll just control the game.
Which I figure will happen. The thing that I'm concerned about is a low block.
Can we score?
With us not having somebody behind Jackson that is actually able to create, I do worry about that. That's why I'm like, I could see a draw just because we can't break down the low block, but I'm not going to call it. I'll say that.
Does Gallagher come back in because Chucky's down?
Of course. I fully expect it.
Knee surgery too, boy. He's out for a while.
Who?
My boy, he had surgery yesterday or today.
Who, Carney?
Yep. So he's not going to be in the lineup. So Gallagher has a spot right there because both of them are.
Mudrick's gone down.
Mudrick went down, yeah.
Yep.
Is this the first time that Sterling has maybe earned the starting berth?
I did not hate his game against West Ham. I hate the way he finishes the ball, but I did not hate his game against West Ham.
A lot of people on YouTube are gassing him up for that performance. Big time.
I thought it was a really good performance. I mean, honestly.
It was the most forward he's been with confidence, I would say. Like, it kind of looked like he wanted to really go at them, and that's not... Sterling's played, to me, since he's got to Chelsea, timid. He finishes timid. He gets up there, he knows he has the speed, but then he gets timid about it.
Well, that's what I thought, that his final ball was lacking, but he took people on. He took people on, though, and that looked good.
Yeah, we need that.
What was that?
It's because of the Clark's commercial.
Oh, my goodness. Did y'all see that on TikTok?
That's really great.
I sent it to the group or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. You said it.
Bro,
somebody had sent it to me.
Dying when the kids did that. He's like, yeah.
But the question is, since Mud Dog is down, I'm thinking Mawtchweek.
He should slot in on the right.
Or do they switch?
You play Sterling on the left.
Do you think Sterling's gonna move over?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
I think they will as well.
Really?
I don't think it's a good idea, but I think that's what'll happen.
I fully expect that. I would be shocked, truthfully. What I'm interested to see is with Gallagher and now Caicedo, does Enzo go a little bit further forward to kind of fill in maybe that creative role that's going to be lacking with, I don't even know who could be there. I really don't. I guess maybe let him be it. Because
what's so interesting though is when Gallagher played his best center defensive midfield performance against Liverpool, Enzo went off and looked great.
Yeah, exactly.
So shouldn't you be trying to do that?
I'm hopeful that he gets pushed forward and he kind of it's not a 10 by any means, but he plays somewhat of that 10 roles because we need somebody who's going to create. I will say this, I didn't mention this the other day, but I went back and I watched some of the low lights, as I like to call them. But I noticed that the Enzo's always looking for the pass, and on the right and on the left, most of them are not expecting it to make it. I mean, we went back and we talked about the Sterling run and pass. Like, the pass was absolutely perfect, but Sterling didn't make the run correctly, so he had to overrun it, and then nothing came of it. So I'm hopeful that he can link up with Jackson. I do think we're going to have opportunities in this, but again, it's going to be a low block. It's going to be frustrating, but I'm not too concerned about them challenging us unless it's on like a set piece, and them being maybe a little bit bigger than us.
I don't know. When they played against who was it the first game they played?
I don't remember now.
They left 2 guys forward, so it was kind of like a Tony and Bomo situation from last season. And so when they were pressing, they had 2 guys. Like, it almost resembled a classic 4-4-2 from back in the day, where you had 2 guys up top and maybe a diamond in the middle. And I just noticed that they worked well together. So that seems to me like they're going to focus on having more than one guy as the outlet.
Right.
And like I said, if they win the knockdowns, if they win that second ball, and they're able to win the aerial duels versus Silva and Colwell, I'm imagining.
It'll probably be Colwell, probably. Maybe just DCIC. I don't know, because the whole thing with Mudryk not being able to play on the left, I don't know if they're going to still continue to play Colwell as a left back, or they're going to let him play more central. It really comes down to, does Pochettino want to go Silva, DCIC, or does he want, if that's the case, it'll be four at the back with Colwell again on the left back's position. Yeah.
You don't think he'll do the same with Chile and Gusto as your wing backs, and I'll have 3?
That's how I think. I don't think he's going to change this system.
Well, see, he really didn't push Gusto up to be a wing back. He played more as a right back.
Well, that's because Chile was so far forward,
and Chile was playing pretty much as a winger.
Yeah, he's playing like left.
That's why Colwell was playing as that left back, but he was also being left out to dry by Chile. Like, all it took was one pass past Chile, and it was 1v1 against Colwell. And so hopefully with Caicedo, he can break some of that up. Because you had Gallagher, you had Enzo, but Enzo was trying to get forward, so it was mainly one person to cover the whole sideline. Sideline.
And the only person who can do that is
past the first line.
Right.
Now, I know a lot of.
I don't think he's going to change that system, though. Like, in my heart of hearts, I think that's the system we're going to run, is the Liverpool system, and what we saw against West Ham. And he's going to plug the player. Like, I think he's going to adapt that. That is how Chelsea are going to play. And he's going to insert those pieces. It doesn't matter if Colwell goes down, if Chile goes down, someone's playing the left wing back position. That's how he wants to play this team and set up for this run of Chelsea players and who he brings in. It's going to be interesting to see how that kind of shifts if Lavia makes a bigger impression than Gallagher does, because I think that they're vying for the same position now that they're both on the team and on the squad. It's going to be interesting to see if he can do it better. Does the dynamic change, or is it just now we have a better true 6? Or I guess
I don't think he comes in and immediately displaces Gallagher.
I don't think
so. He's not going to play for a couple weeks anyway.
He's 19. Yeah. He's young.
I don't think he's going to displace him. No, I think what he does is he does that competition. I'm saying if he can get better at it than Gallagher, it does it moving forward. That's a futuristic statement.
I think that's
all of your signings have been for the future.
Which I don't. I hope this It's a huge bet at the table. But anyway, I don't think the system's going to change really. But I do think that you are going to see. I do think you're going to see Colwell Silva because he doesn't like Trevor for some reason, even though Trevor can play inside out.
Is he healthy?
He is. He's just.
He is?
He's
I don't think he
he's
is.
just not. He's not on our injury list.
Hmm.
And they're talking about loaning him out to Bayern. He can't be injured if he's going to be
Yeah.
up for loan. So, but I know he hasn't fit into Posh's system. We haven't seen a lot of Chalobah. So it's gonna, like I said, there's people on the way out. He's not going to play them if they don't want to play for the club or want to be here long term. I get that, but you do have players that can fulfill these roles, even though we have the injury list that we do. Like I said, Chalobah can play that. If Colwell moves center, you could play Chalobah as a left wing back. He's done it before. He's played left back. He's played center back for us, even if you want to leave Colwell out on that outside. But like I said, it doesn't matter who. This is the system that we are going to be moving forward with.
And are you happy about that? Any
It's a mix.
nervousness about Poch?
It's a mixed bag for me because I do think this is easily beaten when you don't have the attacking prowess that I guess we're trying to get or we think we have, especially if Nkunku comes back and
I mean, you
Mudryk
seem
pans out.
content with Jackson.
I like Jackson. I do.
Oh,
I
I
like the
love
hustle.
Jackson.
I like the head down. I think he's a great striker to have. It's just he's not Harry, like he's not Drogba, he's not Harry Kane. Like we talked about last week with the West Ham game. He doesn't have the aerial prowess to just whip in crosses and go up and brutally go get them. He's not Diego Costa. Like he has his own style. You know, he's a head down, fast, true
He wants to
striker.
run by you.
He's on goal, right? He wants to run by you. And we don't feed into that necessarily. We like to play outside in, and that's how our system's being set up. So unless you truly strengthen that, and Nkunku does make that big of a difference, and Mudryk does get better at finishing that ball and makes that big of a difference, then yes, it does work. I'm worried about it because I don't trust a 22-year-old that only has 6 goals to his name and is worth $100 million. I'm sorry, I just don't. I think he's good. I think he's
But
fast.
Poch is known for development.
I think we had everything we have in Mudryk with Timo Werner. It's the same story, except for Timo
there's
could
more
actually play
potential.
the ball.
More
Huh?
potential. And Poch is known
Is
for
there?
development.
Is there
Yeah,
though?
he is.
He's 6 goals and he's super fast. His touch is pretty bad for a professional 22-year-old soccer. His trapping's
He's
decent.
fast enough to get there, though.
Yeah,
Till he's
that's
not.
true.
He's fast enough to make it
Till
up.
he's not. And that's going to be a huge blow to his game because he doesn't have the technical skill to make up for being slow or slower.
Yeah.
You know, if he's not Kyle Walker fast, Mudryk's not worth $100 million. And that's a huge hole to have in your game.
Maybe he'll bring it to come good in the future. Yeah.
I'm not worried about the Luton game. I think we're going to command that just player skill over skill. You know, we talk about Man United and how they have an issue where it's like everyone has to have their moment in order for them to win a game. There's enough quality here against each other where someone is going to have a moment and they're going to finish that.
Well, let's be honest. You know, regardless of how crazy it was last season for you guys, and regardless of where you're at right now, Chelsea should be beating Luton.
Yeah.
Every day of the week, every tournament.
3-0, 3-1. I'll give you a set piece.
Chelsea Football Club should be taken care of.
And if not, Cobham, our academy stadium and where they play at the U21s and U18s is bigger than their home professional. Right. So
you mentioned some numbers there. Got a prediction? What's your score?
3-1. I'll back the boys.
3-1 to Luton Town. Got it.
Just because we're at the bridge, I don't think we're going to slip. We have to have a little bit of pride. We have to have a little bit of pride at home. God, we used to have the best home record in this league.
It should just be a fun one, a fun night, a fun Friday night at the bridge.
Easy Friday night heading into the weekend for the boys. Right.
You got a score, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0. 2-0. What you thinking, Lewis?
Funny thing is, I just read something because I have my picks, but I just read that Chelsea has 57 injuries since the start of last season. It's the most injuries of any team. So people think they might be cursed. I have 57 injuries.
Right. Because
people are like, you don't need all these players. Yeah, we do. They're all.
How many of those are Reece James?
Yeah. Well, 4. We have 4 star players on our bench.
Yeah.
4. And then the most important positions: 2 defenders, outside, inside, huge signing with Fofana, injured, hasn't even played, I don't think, 180 minutes in a Chelsea jersey. Like, the
I think
man's
he's played
injured.
more than that.
He's been injured since he's got here, though. That's what I'm trying to get at. Just
Yeah,
one after the other.
I don't even remember which one you're talking about because
The other one's on loan.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what's your
like,
score?
yeah, good. What's your score? 2-0.
2-0.
Oh, 2? Okay.
2-0
Chelsea
to
at
Luton.
home. First score is the home team. I guess I'm backwards though.
Yeah, I was about to say you're backwards
You're
for me. That's why I had to flip it. Yeah, there you go.
Backwards. Yeah, I'm
One of
backwards.
these.
But yeah, the 50s. I meant to send that to you. 57 injuries since this time last year, and
That's
You
incredible.
don't mess with one of the world's richest men and not in them to put and not think he's gonna put some voodoo ritual Russian hex on this club.
For our full thoughts on Chelsea's medical staff, click the banner that will be up there for the last video where we discussed what's going on with the injuries and how crazy it is. Because that is a truly that's a crazy stat.
it's insane.
That's nuts. But I went with a pretty shocking scoreline. You know, I've been gassing them up. I've been going for it, and I'm not. I am backing them to score though. I'm interested to see. Like I say, I like to harp on winning the second ball, and if any of their midfielders can surprise me, I read that Ross Barkley's he's not match fit, so he probably won't be playing. But if any of their midfielders can win a second ball or two, they might be able to get a couple of moments of pressure. And so I went 2-1 to Chelsea. I just think in the end, like I say, Chelsea should be beating.
3 points is 3 points. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Don't
I think
care
at this,
how we
yeah,
get there right now.
at this point, or as early as it is in the Pochettino era, yeah, you just got to get this one over the line, no matter
Points is 3 points.
how you do it. Absolutely. Well, alrighty then. Predictions are in match week 3
Excited.
looms. I'm excited. And if you're as excited as we are, go ahead and smash up the likes. We are on our way to 100 subscribers. Come on, guys. We got 98 followers on Instagram.
Let's go.
Let's get that up on
go.
YouTube as well. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the little bell as well so you know when all of the episodes are dropping. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.
Tell your friends and family.
Please do.